Welcome to From Content to Context, a creator's guide to strategic positioning. If you are a solo creator, a coach, or a course seller, you likely share a common, agonizing pain point, the content trap. You are creating endless content, blog posts, social threads, podcasts, pouring high effort into it, but seeing low conversions and poor sales. This isn't a hustle problem, it's a structural problem. The core promise of this course is simple. We will show you how to break that trap. You will learn a deliberate, step-by-step process used by top companies to stop competing on noise and start dominating your niche. The solution isn't volume, it's positioning. Let's start with where most creators get stuck. The content trap manifests in several painful symptoms that solo creators know well. First, prospects can't quickly grasp what you sell, forcing you to explain the basics instead of closing the deal, resulting in long sales cycles. Second, if your offering seems like everything else, you face relentless price pressure. Third, many customers churn or ask for features you don't offer because they misunderstood your value initially. This isn't a marketing failure, it's a positioning breakdown. You are failing to define how you are the best at something that a specific, defined market cares a lot about. You are putting in high effort, but your value remains low because your position is generic. The fundamental pivot you need to make is shifting your focus from creating more content to setting better context. Context is the frame of reference customers use to understand your offering. Imagine standing in a massive, crowded library trying to get someone's attention. If you shout louder, more content, you just add to the noise. But if you walk into the library's reserved manuscript room, you've changed the context, your message instantly becomes highly relevant and prioritized. Positioning is fundamentally about context setting. Once you define the right context, everything you do, from messaging to pricing, becomes easier and more obvious. The power of context is everything. Consider the famous Washington Post experiment with world-class violinist Joshua Bell. When Bell played outside a busy subway station, dressed in casual clothes, he earned $32.17 in tips over 45 minutes. Few noticed his extraordinary talent. Yet the same violinist playing the same music in a concert hall, where the context defined him as a master, commands $300 a ticket and sells out houses globally. His product, the music, didn't change. His value perception and his resulting revenue changed entirely based on context. For us, context is positioning. You must deliberately choose the frame of reference that makes your world-class product, your expertise, obviously awesome. Great positioning requires deliberately identifying 5 interconnected components. It is not an abstract exercise, it's a systematic process. The 5 components flow logically. First, what would customers use if your product didn't exist? These are your competitive alternatives. Second, what unique attributes do you have that those alternatives lack? Third, what is the quantifiable value derived from those attributes? Fourth, which specific customer segment cares most about that value? Finally, what market categories should you use to frame your offering so your unique value is obvious? We start by understanding the battlefield, the competitive alternatives. The foundational step is defining your competitive alternatives. This is not who you think your competitors are, but what your best fit customer would use or do if your product vanished. Often, the real alternative is the status quo, doing nothing or using a clumsy internal process. Let's look at Alex, our AI efficiency expert. Alex built a fast, patented data analysis tool. Initially, Alex thought his competitors were other database companies. But when customers were asked what they would use if Alex didn't exist, they said, "We'd use a spreadsheet and hire an intern." The real alternatives were spreadsheets or manual labor. Focusing only on direct competitors blinds you to the customer's actual frame of reference. Once you know the alternatives, isolate your unique attributes, the capabilities you possess that the alternatives lack. Then, translate those attributes into quantifiable value. An attribute is a feature. Value is the objective benefit the customer receives, tied to a goal they want to achieve. For Alex, the AI expert, his unique attribute was a patented fuzzy logic algorithm. If he tells a prospect that, they say, "So what?" But when he maps that attribute to customer value, it becomes powerful. The attribute allows financial institutions to get answers from data in minutes, not hours, which translates to the value of avoiding a $50,000 regulatory fine per incident. The attribute is the secret sauce. The value is the reason anyone cares about it. Always articulate value in customer terms and attach proof. Not all customers value your unique offering equally. If you are a small creator, targeting the entire market is inefficient. You need to focus intensely on your best fit customers, the segment that cares the most about the specific value you deliver. These customers understand your product quickly, rarely ask for discounts, and become raving fans. For Alex, initially, he targeted any company with large amounts of data. This was too broad. He realized only banks needing time-sensitive security threat analysis cared deeply about shaving minutes off data queries. By narrowing his focus to investment banks, he found customers who thought his unique value was a must-have, not a nice-to-have. Focus maximizes efficiency and speeds up sales. The final step is defining your market category. This is the ultimate contextual shorthand. When Alex realized he couldn't beat Oracle head-to-head in the database market, he switched categories based on his value and best fit customer. He moved from database to CRM for investment banks. This is the big fish, small pond strategy. Instead of aiming to lead a massive, established market, you aim to dominate a specific, well-defined subsegment. This strategy is ideal for creators and startups facing established leaders. You leverage the existing understanding of the broader category, but redefine the competition and value criteria for your subsegment. When Alex did this, prospects stopped comparing him to Oracle. They compared him only to other solutions for investment banks, where he was obviously superior. This shift accelerated their revenue from $2 million to over $70 million in 18 months, leading to a massive acquisition. Strategic categorization changes everything. If you follow these steps, you stop creating generic content and start building a strategic engine. Here is your 3-step action plan to implement this immediately. 1. Audit your current positioning by working through the 5 components in order, starting with alternatives. 2. Translate your finished positioning canvas into a sales story that defines the problem, the gap in current solutions, the perfect world, and how your unique value fills that gap. 3. Commit to the niche you identified. Focus your content, pricing, and product roadmap entirely on serving those best fit customers. If you deliberately position your offer, you stop playing the game of noise and start owning your market, leading directly to premium pricing power and predictable growth. Thank you. Thank you for watching. If you found this video helpful, be sure to grab your free transcript and worksheet. Just click the link in the show notes below to get instant access to the full video transcript and a handy worksheet that you can use to implement what you've learned today. For more valuable content like this, head over to Creator Playbooks. Keep creating and leveling up your business, and I'll see you in the next video.